Hi, I'm Karen Low, the founder of Malaysia Women Marathon. I am 51 this year. I have run 63 marathons. I have done the ultra marathons like 100 kilometers. In 2017, I was diagnosed with cancer.
I'm Nanthini, I'm 33 years old and I'm a cervical cancer survivor. I'm a mother for 2 boys and I'm also a baker, an honor for Shani Baking.
You know, when you're told that you have cancer, you don't really understand what it means. It's just a shock for you because for me, I was very healthy, I was very active, I was very fit. And again, as I said, being fit does not mean you're healthy. The first time I had to go to see an oncologist was even worse because the oncologist's office room was very far into the ward and I had to walk quite a distance, and that journey was really, really lonely. Wouldn't want people to go through that. Yes.
I was having a very bad bleeding, okay, and it was a non-stop bleeding and hair losses, and also I was getting thinner and thinner. From 65 kg, I dropped until 45 kg. When I received the call from Miss Gayatri, I was on the way to a temple. We are going to the temple, nothing will going to happen, you will be safe. Then only I started to cry, and I was like, I'm going to die. As I remembered, when I was young, there is no medication for cancer. So what I thought is I will die.
The first time I went to get my chemo was something that only a person who's gone through chemotherapy will realize, because the first time is always something that is very special to you. It's just like, you know, your first marathon run or your first baby or your graduation. So it was an experience that I had to face. Perhaps God had a message for me to bring myself to know how it is like, so that I could relate to people and maybe share with them more experiences on how it's like.
Professor Wu, she told me that I need to take about 25 to 27 fractions of radiation, 5 cycles of chemotherapy and 4 times of brachytherapy. My husband paid everything because I'm not under insurance lah. So what happens, each and every time we went, we will spend about 200 ringgit for our transportation from here, from my house, over to PPUM. We will move out from here early in the morning, 5 o'clock. We will stay there for we will stay there about 18 hours or 16 hours, we will be there. We will be only coming back home about 5 p.m. or 6 p.m.
It took her a while to convince me that chemotherapy was the only treatment for me. I was very adamant not to go through chemo, because having heard all sorts of stories about chemotherapy and a bad effect on a person, the healthy cells. So when you ask me what would I have done different in terms of chemo, I will not tell people avoid that. I would tell people go ahead, do the chemo. It's nothing that you should be afraid of. Yeah. A lot of people say, oh, chemo, tak payah buat lah. We were so ignorant about it. Yeah, we didn't read enough. We didn't know how it would affect the body. We just knew from other people say, oh, the chemo is so strong that it's going to kill all your good cells in the body also.
Women need to get the information from the right places and from the right people. Sometimes a misconception or perception of what the treatment may involve may actually cause them a lot of fear and anxiety. Therefore, as a doctor, it is important to walk the journey with them and to make sure they have all the information and support that they need.
At one point, my boss called me and said, you can't work anymore. Please quit your job. I am the one and only person who was working because my husband is handicapped. So I need something to release my stress. That was the time where I start to bake. And we open up a company which is called as Shani Baking. And I got lots of orders lah, from my previous colleagues, my friends, my family.
So I'm the type to find running a meditative mode. I'm like, when I run, then I'm thinking of solutions. My husband said, "Are you sure you want to run?" "Oh, I have to run. If I don't run, then I'm not going to feel good." So I actually literally do 2 to 3 km. Yeah. And I went back to work also. I just didn't want to feel as if it was going to bring me down. I wasn't going to let it defeat me.
So what happens is, when I go to my interviews, they will be giving a form and they said that, do you have any sick or not? There's one column where they will ask, do you have any sick? So I can't lie to them, so I need to be genuine. So I'll just mention that I'm a survivor cancer. I actually passed in all the exams and everything. The only word is destroy my whole, what we call, my career. So that was the time where I hate myself. Why am I like this? Why I got the sick? Why not other people never get the sick? But my husband is there. He's there. I can't, I will never ever, I'll never ever say thank you. I cannot say any word lah. I can't describe anything about him. He is the person who was there for me. He's a handicap, but then he done more than a normal person.
The people don't understand what cancer means and the different degrees of cancer. And the first time my children heard that I had cancer, they cried because they thought they were going to lose me. And the first thing that we need to be doing is to be brave, actually, to be brave for the people around you. It's not something that it's easy to do, but being brave shows that they know you are ready to fight the disease, and they know that we will be doing anything that will include them to help you. So it is very important that we get people to be by our side emotionally, so that we can get this battle against the cancer done. When we say we, is this people. Yeah, I'm very grateful for friends. I'm very grateful for a few people like Professor Wu and Dr. Melda Belchin, who actually introduced me to Professor Wu. And these are the girls' support. You know, we call them the women's support. And that matters a lot because eventually you will also lend that support to other women.
Yeah, these two, and you know what? These little ones, okay? My elder one, this boy, he don't know anything about my sickness. Until this year only he got to know that I'm not well. Why are you crying? Nothing to cry. And this one.
As a cancer survivor, cervical cancer sometimes can be eliminated through screening. And we look forward to that, so that the younger generation or next generation girls do not have to face what we go through.
The reason why I never do pap smear is because it's very painful. But what I will advise all the women out there is, now we already have a new technology which is HPV testing. Okay, no woman should go through what I have gone through. Please do screening. We can prevent the cervical cancer.
So, as a doctor who looks after women with cervical cancer, one of the most difficult things is to break the news when they are given the diagnosis, because you never know what's going through their minds and their personal lives. I think it's important that we be truthful but yet be hopeful. Cervical cancer is now very treatable, and if detected early, is curable.